PK's on the move again. Let's go. PK Subban has been traded once again, this time going from the Nashville Predators to the New Jersey Devils in a span of 24 hours. The New Jersey Devils got a franchise center in Jack Hughes and a top 2 defenseman. Not a bad 24 hours, New Jersey. Not bad at all. Now, PK Subban's always in trade rumors all the time. You kind of get sick of hearing it, but when it actually happens, it's pretty crazy, and the hockey world kind of blew up for a couple of minutes. New Jersey acquires PK Subban and all of his $9 million cap hit for the next couple of years, and going the other way to Nashville is 2 second-round picks, including one in the 2019 draft, defenseman Jeremy Davies and defenseman Steven Santini. Now, let's break down this trade, and I'll talk about my thoughts, because there's a lot to go over with this one, and obviously when a marquee player like PK Subban gets dealt, it's always a big trade. So let's see what the NHL 19 franchise simulation has to say about it, and then we'll get into it. Now, PK Subban always has a ton of trade value in NHL 19. Now, if we're Nashville sending this to New Jersey, unfortunately Jeremy Davies actually isn't in the game. EA doesn't have his rights, but he is basically a point per game player at Northeastern University as a 7th rounder. Let's say at the highest he's worth a 3rd, at the very highest, even though it's probably more like a 4th or a 5th. Obviously that's going to go through, no question. New Jersey is pumped on that. Now, if we go from the other way, we try to acquire PK Subban, Nashville's saying, hell no, that is not nearly enough trade value. So here's how he looks on the defense for the New Jersey Devils. Will Butcher, Sami Vatanen, Damon Severson. It's a decent top 4. Obviously PK Subban and Taylor Hall on a power play together, watch the hell out. And in the 1-year simulation that he played with his new team, he had 16 goals, 37 assists for 53 points. A very PK-like year, and maybe that's something you can expect from PK going into this year with his new squad. Former Norris Trophy winner PK Subban looking good in the red and black. Now, this is the 2nd time he's been dealt. Obviously, with the whole Montreal saga, he was kind of bigger than the team. He was kind of bigger than life, and I think that's why it didn't work out. But in his 3 years in Nashville, going to the Stanley Cup final in year number 1 was huge for him. Had a big year, 40 points. The next year he came back even stronger with almost 60 points, 16 goals. And then obviously the past year, unfortunately, he was injured, 31 points in 63 games. PK Subban's 30 years old, and the biggest thing on Twitter and the biggest thing everyone's saying is, oh, he makes $9 million bucks. He makes $9 million. Nashville, you're taking on this huge cap. $9 million, $9 million, $9 million. The guy is a legitimate top 2 defenseman. Of course he makes $9 million. Also, kind of cool, he makes $48,000 per day. How are ya? $9 million for the next 3 years, and yeah, obviously that's a lot, but you're getting PK Subban. The nice thing is, they still have $25 million in cap after acquiring PK Subban, so it's a no-brainer that they can take on this guy. That's going to bolster their top 4. It's going to really make New Jersey a legitimate contender. Maybe this is an effort to prove to Taylor Hall that the franchise is committed to winning, obviously, because they have to sign him after this year. They would like to get him locked up. He's only making $6 million, so you can expect Taylor Hall to have a pretty big increase. It looks like Taylor Hall and PK Subban are buddies off the ice as well, which is pretty awesome. But we got a tweet here. It says, Ray Shero acquired Taylor Hall and PK Subban for 1 actual NHL player, 2 minor league guys, and 2 picks. Now, I'd say Steven Santini, let's be a little bit nice here. Let's say he's a legitimate NHL defenseman. So that's 2 NHL players, a prospect, and 2 picks. For Taylor Hall and PK Subban, Ray Shero, nice work, bud. Now, the prospect, Jeremy Davies, he's pretty good. Like I said, almost a point per game in Northeastern University. He's 22 years old, so it's going to be time to make the jump now. A 7th rounder in 2016. I mean, that's a small price to pay to go ahead and get yourself a legitimate top 2 defenseman. If the New Jersey Devils are all in, I mean, this is a hell of a way to do it. You got to take PK Subban for all he is. He's a guy who's going to be big on social media. He's always active. He's got a larger-than-life personality, and I think that's going to put the New Jersey Devils on the map a little bit more. I really like this move for New Jersey. I would see the negative towards it if they were right at the cap and this put them, you know, $2 or $3 million away from the cap, but they have $25 million to work with. They could go big in free agency, and you could see the New Jersey Devils make a huge run next year. Taylor Hall, Jack Hughes, Nico Hischier. I mean, they got to get a goalie, and you're looking at this team, and it looks pretty damn good on paper. The return for PK Subban wasn't a ton. The 2 seconds are okay, and I mean, Steven Santini is just okay, and hopefully Jeremy Davies turns out, but I gotta give the win to New Jersey, and a lot of people are saying, oh, $9 million, $9 million. They have the cap space to get a top 2 guy. You gotta do it. I'm gonna give the win to New Jersey. I think they fleeced the Nashville Predators. I think this is a huge move for the Devils. Let me know what you think in the comments. I think it's gonna be pretty unanimous that the New Jersey Devils won this deal. PK Subban, Taylor Hall, Jack Hughes, Nico Hischier, Kyle Palmieri. Like, it's looking pretty damn good there in Jersey. So thanks for watching. Let me know your comments, and I'll see you in the next trade.